Keyword, baby. Boobop. Sugar pie. Key word here is overflow. There is an overflow that is showing up in your world, in your life. Here's the thing. You may have noticed that certain things are not working out the way that it once did, right? There's something happening where it seems like things are just pouring out, but nothing is necessarily coming in. So this could be with your connections. This could be with your finances. This could be with opportunities, right? There's something happening where it's like a lot of energy is being put out there. You could be working on something, seeing that you're going day in, day out, putting in the work. You're praying about something. There's a lot of energy, excess energy being poured out, right? And you're like, hey, divine team, when exactly do I get poured back into, right? When do you start pouring back into me? Here's the thing. What I'm understanding and hearing from your divine team is that what you're asking for, what you deserve, what's coming in, right? It's so much bigger than what you've always received, okay? It's not going to be the simple, thing that you've been asking for. It's not going to be as simple as, ooh, I got another win. It's not going to be as simple as, ooh, I reached another goal, right? What's happening here is the divine is stirring you up. Something's cooking. But we're not talking like quick microwavable food. We're talking about a nice, beautiful crock pot. Okay? Stew, baby. And something is cooking. This is the biggest crock pot you've ever seen in your entire life, Boobop, Sugar Pie, Honey Bun. I can't make this up. What's happening in your life is what's being given to you, what you are receiving, what you are calling in. It's an overflow. And that overflow has to be marinated, worked on. As you're pouring out, the divine is taking note. The divine is like, Sugar Pie, Honey Bun, I promise you, karmically, you deserve so much more than you're even asking for. You're like, divine team, look, I'm just trying to survive. And the divine is like, I don't want you to just survive. I want you to live. I want you to experience true freedom. And the thing about true freedom is, honestly, the thing about what you're manifesting and asking for is that you've never been here before. You only have an idea of what you think it is, right? Based off of what you've seen other people have. Or based off of what you have maybe experienced to some degree. So you've experienced a level of happiness, and so therefore you're calling in a level of happiness. You've experienced a level of joy, and so therefore you're calling in a level of joy. And you only know it to a certain amount. You only know it based off of what you've seen other people experience. You're like, ooh, that looks cool. I would love to experience that. But you have never actually lived there. You have never actually truly experienced it. And if you have, you haven't experienced it in the way that they are giving it to you. In the way that's coming in. So for you, this is brand new. So while you're manifesting love, freedom, whatever it is that you're manifesting, they're saying it's coming in an abundant amount, which means there's a little bit more patience, a little bit more resting. It's like you've done all that you need to do. You've been pouring out. Now they're like, sit for a second, chill for a second, hang out for a second, because I'm about to pour right into you, and it's going to be an overflow. Right now, the two things that you need to focus on is your intuition and purpose. Those are the two things, right? You may be thinking or focused in a different direction. So there's something here where it's like you're trying to make something happen, and that's the issue. You're trying. And the divine is like, all you need to do is sit down and visualize it. All you need to do is decide that you want it, decide and claim that it's yours, right? And once you do that, sit still for a second. Let it come on in. That doesn't mean that you're not working. That doesn't mean that you're not moving. What it means is you're going to start taking intuitive action, inspired action. Okay? Very important. You now need to be manifesting and calling things in out of purpose and intuition. Your intuition is loud, Boobop. Your intuition is telling you the direction to move in. Your intuition is giving you the blueprint. It's giving you the message. It's giving you the opportunity to decide, this is how it's going to go for me. Okay? I'm hearing you've already been there. Okay? That end goal that you're trying to go towards, you've already been there. You've already made it. And if you've already made it, that means that you intuitively know exactly how you're going to get there. And you're not used to that. You're used to going, putting in effort. You're used to seeing things physically show up in your life that tell you and validate that it's working. And right now, it doesn't really necessarily look like that, right? Everything right now kind of feels a little like, I'm pouring out, but I don't really see much return. The thing is you're waiting for a return on investment, and you're waiting because you're like, I've been investing for years. I've been investing for decades. And for your divine team, they're like, once you receive that jackpot, that treasure, that moment, you're not going to be worried about the years that you waited for it. The years that you waited for are going to be exactly where they are now, the past. Do you see what I'm saying? What's coming in for you, what's happening for it's an overflow. What's coming in for you is going to literally make you forget those years. It's going to be a thing of the past. Struggle as a whole is a thing of the past. And boo bop, sugar pie, honey bun. Now is the time to claim that energy. Now is the time to align yourself. You need to trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Take inspired action, because non-inspired action, non-intuitive action isn't going to get you there anymore. We live in a world where it's work hard, work hard, work hard. Cool. That paradigm is absolutely falling. And now there's an energy of attracting that's coming in. There's an energy of spiritual alignment that's starting to come in. And that energy is asking you to really be intuitive, to really trust yourself. If for 15 days straight, your intuition is saying, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing, that's exactly what you need to do. That's exactly what you need to do, because everything that you do, everything that you touch, everything that you go towards, it shifts something within your life. It shifts something within your life. It shifts something within your life. And that shift is either going to work in your favor or work against the favor. Do you see what I'm saying? So listening to your intuition is imperative. If you're in a position right now where you're just like, things are confusing for me, I just don't know what to do. The not knowing what to do is giving you an opportunity to sit back for a second, right? It's saying stop doing and just be for a second. I need you to be. I need you to just sit and be one with yourself. I need you to find a way to connect to the version of you that you care to be. It's like your divine team is giving you an opportunity right now to do it differently, right? To actually align with this new vibration, this new frequency that's coming in for you. And there is an overflow of abundance, an overflow of prosperity, an overflow of opportunity, an overflow of love that is showing up in your life. And you're not used to this, which means you're also not used to going towards this. You're used to doing it the way you've always done it. And your divine team is saying, look, for years you've done it your way. For years you've done it your way. Now I want you to do it mine, right? For some of you, you've been trusting and surrendering for years. However, there's still a part of you, a little bit of ego, that's in that surrender. So you're surrendering about 95%, but that 5% shows up because you get to a place of, I just can't take it. So you start to go back into old ways, and then you align again. Regardless of where you are on that spectrum, what you need to know and understand, it's happening. It's happened. It's done. You already made it. You already got there. You already received. And now what's coming to you is asking you to listen to yourself, because your higher self already knows how you make it happen. Your subconscious mind already knows how you make it happen. So trust it. Now's not the time to take action and just go hard and be in your divine masculine energy. Now's the time to be in a level of divine feminine energy and receive. Receive wisdom, receive certainty, receive that intuitive nudge, receive spiritual healing, receive certainty within your mind, body, and soul that you end up exactly where you're supposed to. Certainty in your mind, body, and soul that every bill, every worry, every problem that could possibly be in your life right now is handled. There needs to be a certainty, a confidence in you about your divine team's work, about your own work. That's what I'm hearing right now. You've been working so hard, putting in, that you haven't even given yourself time to receive. You're not even used to sitting back and receiving. So your only energy is to always put out, right? And they're saying what's coming to you is so much bigger than you've ever experienced. This one is not a fluke. This one is not a test. This one isn't going to just come and then go. This one is actually going to come. It's going to stay. It's going to expand. It's going to become better and then better and then better and then better. And it just continues to push forward. So there's something within you that is telling you like, oh, this is getting aggravating. What is happening here? Why is it that I'm putting in so much effort, putting in so much work into my goals, my life, my love, my etc. I'm manifesting, I'm praying, I'm doing all of this stuff. Boobop, sugar pie, honey bun. Now's not the time to question the work you've done. Actually, now's the time to get so confident in the work that you've done that it couldn't be any other way. You feel me? It couldn't be any other way. It has to work out. As a matter of fact, you done worked so damn hard that it has to work out. It has to move in a direction that works in your favor because your divine team has a plan. And I know you don't love hearing this. Divine timing is at play here, but you have to remember this. You are divine timing. You are divine timing, which means when your frequency is in alignment with what you're calling in, when you are in a place where you're fully ready for what you're asking for, that's when you get it. And for you, you're like, what are you talking about? I've been in the frequency of patience. That moment that you have of questioning, of being confused, of doubt, the back and forth doubt, the in-between energy, right? One moment you're all in, next moment you're questioning. That's not you 100% being in that frequency of what you're calling in. That's you going back and forth between who you want to be and who you are right now. And there is a jump that's going to happen. Things are going to move so fast, so quick. It's just going to come to you. It's just going to show up for you. And you're literally going to be in a position where you're going to be like, what is happening? Right? This stuff is coming fast. That's the thing. When we pray for something, we don't actually realize what we're asking for. You may be praying for something thinking that God's going to just like, be like, here you go. No problem. I got your back. But we don't realize that what we pray for, we also ask for the opposite energy too, right? If you're praying for abundance, there's a part of you that's also manifesting lack. And the reason why is because lack is the first step to abundance. If you are praying for abundance, I want an abundance of food, and then find that you're actually running out of food in your house and you don't get paid for another 2 weeks, the divine's like, yeah, you're going to go without for a little bit, so that you can have an abundance, because we need to make space. We need to make room. As a matter of fact, I need to give you an opportunity for you to see how to get food, not only from one form of payment, which is here's money and then you give it to me, but the other form of how to get free food. Because if you go without for a little bit, you start to open your mind up to different ways to get free food. You start to realize, oh my goodness, I've been so reliant on grocery stores. I've been so reliant on money that I now need to open myself up to starting a little garden or planting plants. And what you don't realize is that lack of food is opening you up to gardening, because there is the version of you that has that abundance you asked for. That's a gardener. But there needs to be a level of lack, a level of problems, a level of what you may look like as an issue to get you there, because you wouldn't do it on your own. Because if God just said, here's the money, you would take the money, you would go to the grocery store, you would buy what you need to buy. Even though you've been you've been looking at gardening and you've been looking at the seeds and you've been saying, oh my God, I would love to plant my own, but some other time. I don't have time for that. I'm not sure that I can do that. Right? But then you're manifesting abundance. I want to be the most abundant, most authentic version of myself. The divine's like, I need to put you in alignment with that version of yourself. And the version of yourself, right? Your subconscious mind, all of that is saying that version of yourself is a gardener. That version of yourself doesn't just believe in abundance looking like money, but also believes in having a community garden. Actually believes in planting your own tomatoes and growing your own potatoes and growing your own food, so that not only can you have it for yourself, but you can share it with your peers. You can share it with the community. You can feed the homeless. You can do so much more. The version of yourself that's asking for abundance is also asking for the opposite, so that you have the opportunity to do what you need to do, so that you align with yourself, your true self, your abundant self, right? But the version of you that already has enough, you have enough food, so you're not worried about food, is telling yourself that, oh, I don't have time to garden. Oh, I gotta buy the, meat. And so therefore, I'm not gonna spend money on seeds when I have to buy my groceries. Do you see what I'm saying? But that lack alone can open you up to the fact that I don't ever wanna live this way. I don't ever wanna be in a position where I can't have food because I ain't got no money. I don't align with that. That don't make sense to me. Do you see what I'm saying? There's something happening in your life where the alignment in the frequency upgrade is really coming from a whole new perspective, a whole new way of being. And truthfully, the only way you're gonna get there, boo bop, is if you yourself are actually listening to your intuition, opening yourself up to the possibilities and allowing yourself to push yourself towards the unknown, because you've never been here before. But where you're going is beautiful. And if you trust that and trust your intuition, it's a wrap. The overflow, yeah, baby, it's true abundance. And you're about to experience that the moment you allow yourself to trust you and breathe. Okay? That's what I have for you, boo bop, sugar pie, honey bun. I really hope that this helps you along your journey. I really hope that you find some strength within yourself to trust your intuition, because it takes courage to do that, right? To hear that voice inside of you that tells you, hey, do this thing. And that thing that you're being told to do doesn't even make sense, right? Logic is fighting intuition all the time. It's not easy, right? So always look at yourself and give yourself props for how far you've come, for how much you've been trusting, for how good you've been holding on, how patient you have been. Give yourself the props and keep going, because I promise you, you're going to be very happy with what's on the other side. But it does take a level of going through some darkness, going through the unknown. And I know you're going to say, I've been going through the darkness. Keep going. Keep going and start finding the light in the midst of the darkness. Because if you really look for the light, you'll realize the light was you. You are the light. You are the opportunity. You are the abundance you're asking for. And your intuition is knocking and saying, hey, I have the answers. But if you partner with me, we can make it happen. If you ignore me, we can't. That's what I have for you. Until next time, you know I'm sending love.